So I'm going to go ahead. Y'all can go ahead and we gonna clip this because I'm about to make a bet. If we get to 6K, because we got a whole month to do it. If we get to 6K by my birthday, which is September 9th, I will wear clown makeup for a whole week on the stream. That's right, clown makeup. Stuff. Have y'all seen this? Holy. Oh my goodness. So apparently, on Capitol Hill, they had hearings for this UFO stuff. Now, I kind of figured they was going to come up and say, yeah, man, it's UFOs out here. But the stuff they said in this hearing, I was not expecting. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But dude sounds really confident. He talked about what he personally witnessed. Dragon Slayer says, oh yeah, this is all old news to me, but I've been researching this topic for more than a decade. Listen, it's old news to me as far as speculation. See, it's easy when stuff is speculation. But when somebody comes out and confirms, yeah, and we've seen them, it's a whole nother story. Scott J says, Bronny, we covered Bronny yesterday. Okay, so let's get to this. Let's get to this.
Some of the behaviors that we saw.
How do you know that these were not our aircraft?
Some of the behaviors that we saw in a working area, we would see these objects being at 0.0 Mach, that's zero airspeed, over certain pieces of the ground. So what that means, just like a river, if you throw a bobber in, it's going to float downstream. These objects were staying completely stationary in Category 4 hurricane winds. These same objects would then accelerate to supersonic speeds, 1.1, 1.2 Mach, and they would do so in very erratic and quick behaviors that I don't have an explanation for.
How do you...
What? What? Let's keep going. Let's go to this clip.
Ways in which current technology or aircraft they move is essentially ways in which current technology or aircraft that we know of are unable to actually function or move. And so will you just, for the public record, again, once again, briefly just either describe or note that aircraft that are being witnessed, particularly by the 30 folks that you're working with, are essentially outside the scope of anything that we know of today and the technology we have today. Mr. Graves, Mr. Fravor?
Yes, the objects that are being seen by commercial pilots are performing maneuvers that are unexplainable due to our current understanding of our technology and our capabilities as a country, and that applies for the military as well.
Mr. Fravor?
Yeah, I concur with that. We have nothing that can stop in midair and go the other direction, nor do we have anything that can, like in our situation, come down from space, hang out for 3 hours, and go back up.
Thank you. My last question, and sometimes I know that you have also said some of these answers in the past, but we're trying to get them on the public record as well, which is really important. Mr. Gresh, finally, do you believe that our government is in possession of UAPs?
Absolutely, based on interviewing over 40 witnesses over 4 years.
And where?
I know the exact locations.
Scott J says alien is a setup, just saying it could be. Shout out to Iman Rich, the swag lord, who dropping them alien emojis in the chat. Hey yo, it's getting strange out here. Didn't we just have a family out in California? No. Was it in Nevada? Yeah, I think it was in Nevada. They said they saw a UFO land in their backyard and then we ain't heard nothing from them since.
Hell no, to the no, hell to the no.
Man, it's getting strange out here. Let's keep going. They had more clips and we ain't done.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics? Our government has made contact. Do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
What?
were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Do you believe our
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
The thing that's blowing me is how, like, I'm looking for this to be a lie. I'm looking for this to be a lie, but he sounds so sure. Holy. Iman says, let me find out your ass on Kick. I am on Kick. I'm streaming on Kick, Rumble, and YouTube. Oh, let me get into some of these comments, man. Like, I'm missing comments. Holy. Dragon Slayer says, yeah, Bob Lazar said what these UFOs mostly use to move fast is anti-gravity propulsion engine. They create an anti-gravity bubble around the entire craft, and as a result creates its own pocket of space where things like wind friction are not allowed to exist. They basically bend space-time to move at blindingly fast speeds. So for those of you who didn't understand that, and I'm actually impressed with myself because I understood that. Basically, it's like if I took this deodorant, right? If I throw it through the air, it's fighting the wind and gravity in order to, you know, go its distance, right? But if I take this is the anti-gravity aura and place it around it. This is my mask, by the way. Let's pretend this is the anti-gravity thing. It's now created almost like a pocket dimension where air does not affect it, gravity does not affect it, so it should be able to go further and faster. Probably fast enough and further enough to kill somebody. So that's basically what he's saying. Let me, because I'm missing comments. Let me get back over to YouTube. Iman Rich, he says, okay, Leon, because Leon just told him to come to. Scott J said slippery snakes. Slippery snakes. What else we got? Iman Rich, the swag lord, says, nigga, you act like this is new. Nah, it was new to me. I only been streaming on Kick for a month. So I'm, you know, I had heard about it before, but you know, I didn't really think nothing of it until like YouTube had put me in YouTube jail. So I had started streaming on Kick because I was like, man, I can't rely on YouTube to, you know, to continue to grow. Frostfang says, I honestly think this is a distraction from the government's what's this, Machiavellian schemes. It could be, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Let's continue.
There has been harmful activity. At one point, you had said that there has been harmful activity or aggressive activity. Has any of the activity been aggressive, been hostile in your reports?
I know of multiple colleagues of mine that got physically injured. And
What? I'm finna drop the link for you, bro. I'm finna drop it for you. Hold on. Okay, there it is. Let me run that back.
At one point, you had said that there has been harmful activity or aggressive activity. Has any of the activity been aggressive, been hostile in your reports?
I know of multiple colleagues of mine that got physically injured. And the activity, and I got
by UAPs or by people within the federal government?
both.
Okay, so there has been activity by by alien or non-human technology and or beings that has caused harm to humans.
Iman over here on kick.
I can't get into the specifics in an open environment, but at least the activity that I personally witnessed, and I have to be very careful here, because they tell you never to acknowledge tradecraft, right? So what I personally witnessed, myself and my wife, was very disturbing.
Okay.
Oh, hell no. Hey, I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words. Is this another one? Hold on.
Logics,
Non-human, and that was the,
intelligent extraterrestrials.
as I've stated publicly,
Documentary evidence is video, photos, eyewitness, like how would that be determined?
the specific documentation I would have to talk to Skiff about.
Gotcha. Okay, so, and you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to provide that to you after the hearing.
Super, thank you, and I yield back.
Wow. Holy. Ladies and gentlemen, I am lost for words. I mean, like, listen, I've always been a believer that we can't be the only ones out here in this universe. I didn't think it was going to come like this, though.
Intelligent extraterrestrial.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't think it was going to come like this. I got to be honest with you. I don't know what I thought, honestly speaking. I don't know what I thought. Maybe I thought I thought the day that we have first contact was going to be somewhere far in the future. But apparently, according to this guy, we've already had first contact, and it don't sound friendly. It don't sound like, oh, we come in peace. It sounds like we here to fuck you up. Oh my God. Man, listen. If y'all out there and y'all listening, let me get rich first. Hold up. Let me experience a little bit more life first before y'all come down here and start messing stuff up. Holy, I got a lot of comments coming in, y'all. Okay, so Frostfang says it just feels convenient, especially with stuff going on with controversy with the government. I think two things can be true. I think, in my personal opinion, and see, there's a mindset that certain people have that are just good for certain parts of life. You know, you got the regular people whose minds need to be protected from certain stuff. I 100% believe in the idea that if aliens had been discovered long ago, there was absolutely no way you could tell people that. No way. You couldn't. The hysteria would have been through the roof, and you risk possibly losing your citizen, your people, because you got people who worship everyday people that ain't got no power. What do you do when people stop listening to the government and start praying to fucking aliens? I think now is a much more comfortable time because I think people could digest it a little bit more. Especially since people don't take shit seriously anymore anyway. I still remember that meme where it was like there was an asteroid coming to Earth, and then they had the Earth with the Michael Jordan crying meme, and they was pretty much saying this gonna be Twitter on the day the world ends. And I was like, you know what, you fucking right. Frostfang also says disagree with Dragon Slayer because they have been eroding the church and religion for years. Okay. Let me get to. I got a bunch of comments to get to. Hypernuts ZTV, welcome to the stream, my guy. He says if aliens are real, this explains all the billionaires and politicians in our country. Could be. We did just get finished talking about the Secret Invasion show earlier. But here's a conspiracy for you. They purposely made that show garbage because they purposely wanted to explain that this is exactly what's going on in the world. Scott J says Kick is fucked. Kick does have some issues. Because it's in beta. They do need to hurry up and start fixing some of the stuff. I will admit that. Let me get over here and we got several comments. So Dragon Slayer says supposedly government insiders mentioned several times that the U.S. government learned this technology, and this helped develop things such as the first binoculars, Kevlar vests, and the night vision feature on goggles. And you know what's crazy, Dragon, is that when you think about these movies, you have to ask yourself, where the fuck do y'all get these ideas from? Like, where did James Cameron get his idea for Terminator from? Who thought up the idea of artificial intelligence? You telling me a nigga just woke up with that shit one day? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Dragon Slayer also says, I try to control myself, but there's more to this topic than meets the eye, and spirituality is also connected to it, but that would piss off and traumatize people who follow the religious dogma. So, some who find out the truth could even self-delete out of extreme fear, which is the emotion that has been used to keep humanity ignorant and in a slave mentality for thousands of years. I can't disagree with that. Where's the Paradise says, welcome to the party, pal, because Iman is in the chat now. All of this is now starting to come out slowly after almost a century of secrecy because the secret powers that be who control this country and others can't keep the secret anymore because of how many sightings and insider leaks are coming out. Yeah, and technology has become so advanced, it's just too hard to keep secrets nowadays. Iman says, bro, this is like the 50th time the government spoke on UFOs and aliens. Well, maybe I'm stupid. Y'all going in. The secret contractors in the government will never expose themselves to the entire truth because of the plethora of human rights violations committed. Ooh, now that's saying something. Black people come from space. Iman confirmed it. So that's all. I can't wait to see what happens next. Or can I? All right, we're gonna get into our final story.
Let's go. Hey. Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby. Slide to the crib.